I'm not sure, chat, if you are familiar with the idea of all-female League of Legends team. But back in my day, when League of Legends was a good game, we had a phenomenon where the entire professional team in League of Legends was only girls. So the question is, what happened to that team? You know, what happened to it? So let's see.
This video is sponsored by ExpressVPN.
Nice.
The year is 2011, and Riot Games is hosting the first ever League of Legends World Championship. The event only had a couple hundred spectators present, but garnered over 200,000 viewers watching live. And the prize pool of such event was $100,000.
Nice.
1 year later, these numbers would become insignificant. The esports viewer base increased dramatically, and Riot went from paying their players thousands of dollars to now millions of dollars.
That is only $2 million. But on the other hand, you think that's a lot. Check out Dota. I have no idea where they're pulling that money, but Dota, just add a zero. Just add another zero. Dota has the financial means to support their tournaments. I have no fucking idea how.
And the rest is history. As the years went by, League of Legends never slowed down and only kept growing. However, as the scene became bigger, some people started having questions about the participants. Because although esports had evolved in every way possible, one thing did stand out. Why are there no girls? This made people wonder if there was
Streets of fucking sweaty nerds playing in their mom's basement asking the question, you know, after spending 5 years playing the same goddamn game. Where girls? You know? Why are we only sweaty Discord mods playing this game? Hello? What's going on? What are the females, guys?
was literally something in the rules that stated women couldn't compete in League of Legends esports. But the answer was no. Gender was not an issue. To be a participant in the LCS, all you had to do was be over a certain age depending on your country. Instead, the simple answer to why there are no females in professional League of Legends is simply that there are no female players at the level of the professional players. But we're gonna put a pin in this for now and come back to this topic later. Because
So basically skill issue, just simple as that.
the exclusion of women in esports actually ended up spawning teams that would entirely consist of women. The goal in a lot of these teams is to prove that girl gamers are just as good as the boys. This is their words, not mine. But how could they prove this when some of these teams would barely compete in anything as professional players? These teams aren't participating in any established leagues or tournaments. Instead, taking a look at a team like PandaCute, an all-female team from Hong Kong sponsored by Razer, they specifically only competed against other random female teams. At no point would these all-female teams be able.
So basically we have NBA, we have WNBA. As simple as that. So we have a League of Legends, we have a double League of Legends. Bro, but imagine. Something just clicked in my brain chat. Just imagine hosting an entirely separate championship with LAC, LCK, LCS, all year-round invitationals, but it's not LAC, LCK, LCS. It's WLAC, WLCK. Let's be real, hey. I'd watch that. Honestly, I'd watch that. We're not watching WNBA because it's boring. It's not at the same skill level as NBA. But take that in League of Legends. Bro, there's a series called Wood Division Adventures, and that shit is popular. Now take that and put it on the pedestal, make it professional scene. Bro, that would be interesting. I'd pay to see that.
Able to prove anything. But all this would change in 2018 with Vaevictis Esports, a team who participates in the LCL, the Russian equivalent of the LCS. This was just a regular esports team. It was entirely comprised of male players. But at one point, it seemed that the organization was struggling to fund their professional team. They dropped all their players and put up their franchise slot up for sale.
Going once, going twice.
No one bought it. This would force the org to still participate in the league, despite the fact that they already threw away all their players. So apparently the only logical solution was to create a brand new team consisting of female players. Now, regardless of how bizarre this situation was, this decision would create a dynamic which until now had never existed. For the first time ever, a team fully comprised of
That Giga Chat team of big, by the way. Also, every single fucking champion on the girl team is Uwu champ. Tell me what you want. Well, okay, Lysandre's maybe a bit of a mommy vibe, but Jinx, Uwu. Lolo, Uwu. Ari, Uwu. Sejuani, Uwu. Hello?
female players would be competing in a tournament officially organized.
I just realized that there's only guys on this team. Hell, what the fuck is going on in here?
By Riot Games. This meant that despite how unlikely it would be, there was actually a statistical chance that an all
I just cannot watch Nuno going with a snowball and not hearing Kiesha's voice.
Despite how unlikely it would be, there was actually
I just see that in the pro scene. Nuno rolling a snowball and Kiesha is yelling his lungs out.
statistical chance that an all-female team could make it to Worlds, the highest level of competitive League of Legends. Spoiler, it obviously didn't happen. But in some alternate universe, Faker is crying because he lost to a player named Triggered. The story of Vaevictis plays out like a movie or a show that starts off by telling you how the story ends. You just don't know how they're gonna get there. And I say this because after participating in 2 splits of the LCL, they were officially removed from the tournament.
All-female team Vaevictis removed from LCL due to poor performance. Now that's a news headline. If it isn't one, I don't know what is.
So let's rewind and ask the big question.
Defined poor. We're about to see that.
What happened? Let's begin on day 1, February 6th.
Look at the bets. Unfucking phased. These guys know how to counter all-female team.
2019, the inaugural match of the all-female Vaevictis esports.
12-1, what's the time? Hold on, I don't see the time.
They lost 12-1.
Oh, 20
However,
minutes.
tomorrow they play again and will have another chance at proving themselves.
Nice.
Post-match thread. Vaevictis Esports versus Vega Squadron.
That's 2019, bro. That is season 9. Hello? How, bro, am I older? What? In my mind, I was pretty sure that should happen in season 3 and season 4.
31 minutes, 37 seconds. 52-2. I've seen people get a 14-day suspension for less. Me and the boys. Smurfing in iron. If I had this KDA in a ranked game, I would be banned.
0-8, 0-10, 2-11, 0-11, 0-12. Bows got a ban for something like that.
My girls almost had them. Draft was slightly off, but it's a good progress. Next time.
For those who aren't entirely League of Legends savvy, a score of 52-2 is horrible.
With no exceptions.
With a disastrous opening game, Vaevictis Gaming instantly became a meme within the League of Legends community.
Oh, that was the opening
The
game.
English-speaking world would generally have no reason to care about the Russian professional scene.
Actually true.
Performances in Russia would barely ever get traction on the League of Legends subreddit.
The only traction we got from Russia in Reddit was, not just Reddit, globally, was in Season 1, Season 2, and Season 3, when Moscow 5 was still a thing. When their mid laner, Alex Ich, was stomping everyone by picking Kazakhs into mid lane. That shit was bonkers, bro. That was insane.
But there would be a thread created for each and every single match of Vaevictis Gaming. Now, of course, not all of these threads were that popular. After the first couple headlines, people got the message. There's a pro team in Russia consisting of all female players, and they suck. So over time, this became old news and people
Simba.
moved on. until 1 month after their infamous debut, they would make headlines again. This time because Vaevictis esports broke a record.
What record? What record is that? Imagine a good record. Just imagine.
Record for the fastest defeat in the LCL. On March 3rd, 2019, Vaevictis esports lost a game of professional League of Legends in 13 minutes.
God damn, bro.
13 minutes.
Professional scene, by the way. But hey, granted, they got 7 kills. You know, it's just, beats the shit out of 52 versus 2. You know, the score is good, but macro on the other hand.
To put that into perspective, an average game of League is about 30 minutes long.
That was, hold on, how old is this video? 3 years ago, yeah, which means that was in season 10 when we added a slower meta. Right now, meta is slightly faster. The average game, on average, is around 23 minutes. In higher elos, it's the average of 21 minutes. And by saying higher elos, I mean Diamond Plus.
Additionally, in order to surrender, the game requires you to have played at least for 15 minutes.
This event would unfortunately completely solidify Vaevictis esports as a joke.
Also, if you know anything about League of Legends, you know that the objective of the game at its core is to take down towers and destroy the enemy team's nexus. Well, despite this literally being the objective of the game, Vaevictis Gaming would go on to destroy their first ever tower in their 11th professional match.
Nice.
To put their performance record further...
Macro, gentlemen, macro. No, that's macro. I don't know if that's not macro. First turret in 11 games. Progress. Also, hold on, pay attention to the fact that these guys are just farming them. 120, they're not going for the objectives, they're just farming them.
First ever tower in their 11th professional match.
Nice.
To put their performance record further into perspective, I want to ask you if you follow any traditional sporting teams on social media.
No.
Because basically every team's Twitter or Instagram will make some sort of neat graphic at the end of each match, announcing whether they won or lost. Oftentimes showcasing the best player of the night on a win.
I like where this is going, by the way.
And then on the flip side, leaving a "we'll get 'em next time" sort of feel on a post announcing a loss. And as of recently, esports teams have taken to this trend as well, and Vaevictis Gaming were no stranger. They ended up posting a total of 11 back-to-back graphics, all of which were announcing that they lost. It took 11 games in a row for whoever was running their Instagram account to decide.
Hold on, I'm paying attention to your comments. This guy saying straight up, not surprising.
Took 11.
Hold on, there was, oh shit, here we go again. Hold on. Yep. Based. Oh shit, here we go again.
11 games.
Pathetic.
In a row for who.
Guys, I need to calm down. Yeah, guys need to calm down.
Whoever was running their Instagram.
You guys can do it. I will always be with you guys no matter what. Bro, you just gotta believe.
Account.
They should train a little more. I really don't know what the purpose of your team is. I don't think they got out with the mindset of losing unless they are being paid good money just for participating. I guess they are, maybe? Don't worry, we'll make it. Just need to train a little more. I trust in you, gotta believe.
To decide that, okay, this whole winning thing isn't gonna happen, is it? And it really didn't. The team ended their competitive career on a historic 28-match lose streak.
Bro, that's like my fucking match history.
They actually also participated in a mid-season summer tournament.
Nice.
There they played 6 games and lost them all as well.
You gotta stay consistent. You gotta give it to this team, bro. They stay consistent, you know? If you're losing, you're losing. If you're winning, you're winning. But it's all about consistency, chat.
So if you include those, they actually ended on a 34-match lose streak. And by the way, that's the magic number. 34. It
Nice.
took Riot Games in Russia 34 games to officially remove Vaevictis Gaming from competing in the LCL.
Okay, after your pretty perp game, we have come to the conclusion that you guys are trolling. Don't come back. Sincerely, Riot Russia.
In the LCL. Now, you might think that this was a complete disaster for the Vaevictis organization, and I don't know the company's logistics, but some would argue that it was actually
there was something.
And I don't
Fun fact, all of the videos used and the video happens to be low quality. This is because Riot Russia deleted most of the original VODs in which Vaevictis participated and the games. I
don't know
cannot
the
see that
company's
shit.
logistics, but some would argue that it was actually a success. Sure, these girls embarrassed themselves at 34 different events, but if the company at all believes in any publicity being good publicity,
Yep.
then they succeeded. Because, believe it or not, this team actually acquired fans. Remember those Instagram posts I talked about earlier? Well, while looking through them, I found a lot of encouraging comments coming from Vaevictis supporters.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's in human nature to root for the underdog. Everyone wants to see the underdog win. Look at every great movie, bro. Look at every great book. The concept is simple. The underdog has no chances of winning, but you still believe for the little guy, you know? You still believe in them. And when they do, it's a great success. Because watching giants win again and again and again, it gets stale, gets boring. No wonder they got some fans.
Now, of course, some of these dudes were straight simping, but others appeared to be just fans who wanted to support the underdogs.
Yep, that's what I'm talking about. But yeah, on the other hand, we have Sims. Yeah, there's also that.
In this case, these fans were supporting a team who would always have almost no chance of winning. But there was still a little bit of a chance. And
Pay attention to the fight right now.
the underdogs. In this case, these
That is not me. That is misfortune. Yeah. By the looks, that's a Nabi ADC. That is Hecarim topside. Just let them cook.
These fans were supporting a team who would always have almost no chance of winning. But there was still a little bit of a chance.
124 Nabi ADC to be winning. Welcome to Russian professional scene.
And obtaining just one victory would make everything worth it. Of
Lovely.
course, that never happened. And that's the end of Vaevictis esports. After being removed from the LCL, the team is now participating in all-female tournaments instead. However,
All female tournaments. Where do I sign up for those as a viewer? Hold up.
despite all of this mess, I actually still think that the day when a female pro comes to League of Legends is actually coming soon. But it will most definitely not come in the form of an entire team built around female players, because that's a gimmick. Instead, there will one day be a female player who is at the level of the current professional skill level. And this isn't so crazy of an idea. Just a while back, a team in Brazil who participates in the Brazilian
But it is a crazy idea. Don't get me wrong, if you're looking at the top 1% of the top 1%, literally the guys who are playing in the world's echelon, we're looking at the Asian servers, we're looking at the Korean servers. And in there, I don't see how girls would actually sacrifice their time to become League of Legends Pro. Because let's just say they have a slightly different goals and aspirations than we, the degenerates in the Western world, have.
equivalent of the LCS, actually signed their first ever female player. Her name was Mayumi and she was a challenger support main. I could talk at length about that situation, but for the most part it was a quick glimpse of what could happen when the integration of female players is done correctly. And like I said, I believe that this scenario is
But are we surprised that it's a support player? But yeah, now that I think about it, bro, yeah, they introduced Yumi, but still! World's Finals? You ban Yumi, that's it, you remove enemy support.
coming very soon. Come back to this video when it happens. But until then, continue browsing the internet safely with ExpressVPN.
Nice.
A VPN encrypts all the internet traffic you receive and send, ensuring that your IP address remains hidden by masking it with a brand new IP address in a territory of your choice. In
Or just use Tor.
general, this keeps you protected on the internet. I personally have used ExpressVPN myself to watch content that was otherwise blocked in my country.
Just use Tor.
Because no matter where you live, you'll eventually come across a YouTube video or something that says this content is blocked in your region.
That's why you go to Tor front page and change the country.
But ExpressVPN solves that issue. And speaking of being region blocked, this is not exclusive to video content. Some video games also use region blocks, like Valorant. Valorant's region block makes it so that you and your friend cannot play together if you're not in the same region. But thanks to ExpressVPN, you and your friend can be reunited and have fun playing together as if you were sitting side by side.
Yeah, the only problem is that one friend is going to have a 5 ping and the other guy is going to have a 200 ping. Nice.
But you're actually thousands of miles apart. So find out how you can get 3 months of ExpressVPN for free by going to expressvpn.com/Nicolai. The
Nice.
link will be in the description. Thank you for watching, check out ExpressVPN, and I'll see you again next week.
5 of the strangest finds in esports find $8,000 for trolling. Bro, we'll need to watch that. We'll need to watch that. Anyway, and that's what happened to the infamous all-female League of Legends team.